Ryan worked late nights as a rideshare driver in upstate New York. The hours were rough, but the surge pay after midnight made it worth it. Most rides were uneventful. Tipsy college kids, exhausted bar staff, the occasional awkward couple fighting in the back seat. But one night in late October, he picked up a fare that he could never explain. It was just after 2 a.m. when the app pinged. The pickup location was a stretch of road outside Albany, isolated, lined with thick woods, no houses or buildings nearby. Ryan almost canceled, thinking it was a prank. But the passenger had a 5-star rating and over 100 rides. Too legit to be a joke. He pulled up to the pin and scanned the roadside. At first, no one was there. Then he saw her, a woman standing perfectly still at the tree line, just outside the wash of his headlights. She was tall, slender, dressed in a long dark coat, her pale face almost glowing in the dim light. She didn't wave or step forward. She just stood there. Ryan leaned over and rolled down the passenger side window. Are you waiting for a ride?" The woman nodded once, slowly, and without a word, opened the back door and slid in. The car filled with the faint smell of damp earth, like wet leaves clinging to her coat. The app showed her drop-off address, a residential street about 20 minutes away, in the suburbs. Ryan tried to break the silence. "Cold night, huh?" No response. He glanced at the rear-view mirror. She was sitting straight-backed, hands folded neatly in her lap, eyes fixed on the road ahead. Not on her phone, not out the window, just forward. Unnerved, Ryan drove on. A few miles in, he noticed something strange. The app's GPS tracker wasn't moving. The blue car icon that represented his vehicle had frozen on the map, stuck at the pickup point. Even though the miles were rolling under his tires, he tapped at the phone, but it wouldn't update. "Damn thing," he muttered, trying to keep calm. The woman finally spoke. Her voice was soft, almost a whisper. "Don't worry about the map. I'll tell you where to go." Ryan stiffened. He hadn't asked her anything. Sure, if you know the way. Take the next left," she said calmly. He obeyed, even though the road she directed him to looked more like an old service path. The asphalt was cracked, lined with sagging trees that leaned close as if trying to touch the car. After several minutes, Ryan checked the mirror again. For a second, he swore her reflection didn't match. Her head was tilted in the glass, though in the back seat she was sitting straight. He blinked hard and looked again, normal. "Long night?" he asked, voice trembling. Silence. At last he saw the glow of neighborhood streetlights ahead. Relief washed over him. "Stop here," the woman said suddenly. He pulled over by the curb of a quiet cul-de-sac. Before he could even confirm the ride, the back door opened. She stepped out without a sound, walked across the lawn of a darkened house, and disappeared around the side. Ryan rubbed his eyes, shaken, then checked the app. The ride had vanished. No record, no payment, no trip in his history at all. He sat there, heart pounding, until finally he decided to knock on the door of the house. Maybe she lived there. Maybe she could confirm he wasn't losing his mind. An older man answered, bleary-eyed. "Sorry to wake you," Ryan stammered. "I just dropped off a woman here. Long coat, dark hair. She didn't, close out the ride." The man's expression hardened. "You must be mistaken. No one like that lives here. My wife and I have been the only ones here for 30 years. Ryan's mouth went dry. I saw her walk right across your yard." A man shook his head. Then, softer, he added, "You're not the first driver to knock on this door. Happens every few years. Some woman, always matching that description, always dropped off here. She doesn't belong anymore." The door closed. Ryan stumbled back to his car, stomach churning. He checked the back seat one last time, just to reassure himself. Empty. But on the leather seat, faint and damp, was the outline of a body, pressed into the cushion, as if someone had been sitting there for a very, very long time. He slammed the door, started the car, and sped off into the night. Ryan never drove that route again. But sometimes, late at night, when the woods grow quiet and the roads are empty, he swears he can still smell damp leaves in the back seat, and he doesn't check the mirror anymore.